Ha ha ha. Hi, you there?
I'm here. I can't see you. I see your
Okay,
face.
let me turn my phone around.
There we go.
Okay. All right, let me get Julian on. Hold on.
No, it's only two, I think, who can
it's
come
only
on.
two, so I'm here.
We'll just be little,
Okay.
big today.
Woo, this like a full-time job. Y'all got a sister working over here. Working.
After a full day's work, right?
Right? How I get these comments? I don't want to see these comments right here. Okay. Anywho. Woo, child. We gotta make this quick now.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Gilda, is everything good? Can Gilda hear? Report here saying a helicopter noise. I don't know if everything sounds good.
They were saying they heard.
Yeah, I don't hear the noise.
Are they commenting?
Um, Someone said yes. Yeah.
It sounds
Yes, Gilda said yes. Yes.
okay.
We got a few people.
Okay. Well, sorry for the
Woo, child.
difficulties.
Yes,
Let's
sorry.
get it
Let me put my
popping.
computer right
What
here.
it is, Deshauna?
Look at her with her hair.
What?
Look at how
With my hair, see?
okay.
Oh.
You can't choose where we at.
Okay, so we're stuck. Julian was trying to move us around, but so we asked you to come.
Don't do anything
No,
else. Don't do anything else.
we asked you to come on the show because of all your travels. You said you might not be that season, but I think you are. Um, we see all your pictures on Facebook when you're going around traveling around the world. So we came up with some questions to ask, and I think you wanted to share some information also. So, well, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Hold on. Someone told me to turn my phone up. Okay. First of all, I have an old phone because I travel. My name is Dr. Deshauna Dorsey. I was born and raised here in Connecticut. I'm a doctor of pharmacy. I've been a doctor of pharmacy for about 15 years now. Um, I was born and raised here in Connecticut. That's basically it. I work, I travel, I try to live the best life that I can and be good to people. And I do travel a lot. I really don't like Connecticut. I'm here, I have a great job, and I'm comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What else would you like to know?
What do you define as a great job?
A great job is a job where I'm hardly ever stressed. I've been at the same pharmacy now for 9 years. My customers know me, I know them. It's a slow paced pharmacy. It's not like a CVS or a Walmart, so I really get to know my customers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. So, um, for the people who don't know us, because I know we're on your page and we're sharing Nydia's page, I am Julian. I am Nydia's husband, and we have been together since Deshauna was a little girl.
A baby, a baby.
Not that much of a.
I'm about 10 years younger than y'all.
No, stop lying. He was one grade younger than us. Me, anyway.
Okay, okay.
But we are teenage parents, and we've been together 30 years this year.
It's 30 years this year, Deshauna. You believe it?
Woo! Congratulations.
Yeah, so and we have our channel All in the Family. We're talking about how we raised our kids, how we kind of go on vacation, how we were normally based on statistics supposed to be doomed, right? Because she was a teenage mom and I was a teenage dad, and as you know, Deshaun, it didn't work out that way, right?
It didn't. You guys beat the odds and did a great job at it too. Y'all made it look easy.
So that's the purpose of our channel. So now we brought you on because we also try to inspire people. Like you said earlier, you live your best life, which is great. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to suck some information out of you, so other people can help find out to live their best life. So you might be
Okay.
somebody, okay? So first question.
So how many and what countries have you traveled to?
Um, I've been to the majority of the islands, which I used to do. I mean, that's a quick weekend trip from here. I just started traveling abroad the past few years. Countries, maybe five, six, over six. I've been to six continents. I have one other continent to get to, and that's Antarctica, and that is on my list. Um, so I will make that happen. I'm not sure when, but I will.
Okay, so I'm seeing the comment. They're saying to turn your phone another way. You want to try to turn your phone another way, saying that it won't display. Maybe we're missing. We'll see what happens.
I gotta turn my phone. Is that better?
Somebody said they
You're
said
upside.
Oh nope.
somebody named Jessica Dorner says D, turn your phone up and down. The live won't display.
Oh, up and down. Y'all told me to do it
That's the
sideways.
square side.
Is that better?
We got to go up and down.
It,
Okay, can you guys see us now?
I don't know.
I don't see the comments.
I can see the comments. You gotta swipe up. Go to the bottom and swipe up. It says who's watching. It says the comments and all that good stuff.
Oh,
Just hold it.
got you. I gotta keep scrolling. Jeez.
Well, I can read them to you. So
Okay.
just hang in there. Okay, so we have somebody
Okay.
named Dale, Aaron, shout out to them. Carmel Gilda, shout out to them. Jessica Dorner, shout out to them. Thanks for watching. So
Okay, so can you tell us where you did travel? You said 4 or 5 places.
Um, I'll tell you my first trip. My first trip abroad was to Egypt in 98. And to make a long story short, my mother called me one day and she wanted me to do something different outside the norm of what college students do, I suppose, African American college students. She actually wanted me to take up skiing. So she offered she'll pay for all the expenses for me to learn skiing. One day on college, I was walking by and I saw lessons for scuba diving. So I asked her if I could do that instead. And so she said, sure. So I became a certified scuba diver.
wow,
What?
And for my
wow.
yeah, I'm a PADI certified scuba diver. So in 98 for my graduation gift, we both went to Egypt so I could scuba dive in the Red Sea. And you don't know too many black scuba divers, and I didn't. I was the only one in the class. But my mother found the Association of Black Scuba Divers, so there's a ton of us out there. So I went to Egypt for 2 weeks, and I scuba dived in the Red Sea for about 3 days, and I saw all the sights. So that was my best trip ever. It was wonderful. Nothing has topped it yet.
Okay. So
So
that was her favorite. That was your favorite place, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what country would you say is the most beautiful?
The most beautiful place I went to is New Zealand. I went there last year. I did a 9-day cruise around New Zealand to Australia. And there's a national park called the Fiordlands National Park. And some of the places you only could see through helicopter or on a cruise.
Mhm.
And so it had like snow-capped mountains. It had waterfalls coming out the side of mountains. It was absolutely gorgeous.
And where would you say is the most beautiful beach?
You seen one beach, you seen them all to me. I'm not a
Oh,
fan
one
of
well,
the, I'm not a really fan. I'm not a fan of the beach, although I do go to the islands.
so let me get this straight. If I go to New London, Ocean Beach, and then I go to the island, they all the same is what you're trying to say.
No.
We talking about traveling. I'm not going to any Connecticut beaches. We talking about in the Caribbean here. They all look the same. After you seen one, you seen them all,
Making
right?
sure we clear on that one. Because I know I've been to Connecticut beaches, and growing up in Connecticut made me initially hate the beach. And then it wasn't until I started traveling that I started liking the beach again, because I used to go to the beach and step on a bunch of pebbles and rocks and then compared to sand. So I used to be like, this can't be
Right.
sand. And then and Ocean used to have that machine that used to kind of sift the rocks out. And I used to think that as a
Yeah.
kid, I used to think that machine used to crunch up the rocks to make the sand, because the rocks used to be so big. So I said, that's the only
Oh
way to
yeah.
get sand. And then we ended up going down to Puerto Rico for the first time. And I said, okay, so there is a such thing as a real
That's a real beach.
beach.
Yeah.
Just make it.
But all the island beaches look the same to me. I mean, clear blue water, some sand, some drinks. Eh,
Just making sure we
all the same.
making sure we
Okay.
clear on.
Okay.
You want to ask the next one? You could ask for
Okay,
this one.
so all right, so this one is a two-part question.
Okay.
Okay, so even though I believe Nini sent it over as a one-part question to you, but to me, I think I tried to have her ask it as a two-part question, because
Okay.
first of all, you are African American, right? And
Yes. I think.
you are an African American female, right? Still?
Yes. Still,
All
I hope.
All right. So, how did other countries treat, first of all, African Americans, and second of all, African American females? And which country treats them worse, and which one treats the best?
Well, usually I get the impression that they're not looking at me as I'm an African American. It's more so, am I from the United States? Am I American or not? You know, um, I really haven't had a bad experience with me being black. I mean, on vacation, everyone's happy and happy to be on vacation. I just came back from Morocco where I was with a couple, and the woman of the couple was, outspoken, I should say. And one of the Moroccans, the locals, was saying, no, the guy is the boss. And she was like, no, I'm the boss. So I would say that that's the only time that I saw that, because in Morocco, the man is the head of the household and everything. So that's really the only time that I've seen um, a discrimination like that. But they don't look at me. I don't feel that they look at me as black or a woman, just if I'm from America. And then the next thing out their mouth is about the president.
Oh,
Okay.
so is it this president or any president?
This president. And then some do say that how they like Barack Obama, but usually it's about the president now and how they don't like him and things like that.
So I'm going to backtrack. So you went to Egypt, you went to Morocco, you went to New Zealand. Where else?
hmm Dubai, Australia,
So talk to
Rome.
me about Dubai. I'm very curious about Dubai.
Well, we had a question about Dubai because we were following you on Facebook, and it was like you were there, and then I don't know, you posted something weird, like you guys had to leave. That was in.
I don't remember. I was in Dubai for about 4 days, 4 or 5 days. It was really a quick trip.
Okay.
You know, you just see the sights. Dubai is I wouldn't go now until after 2020. They're doing a lot of building up. So it was a lot of construction and things like that. But Dubai is nice. A lot of money, nice cars, the people are nice, the food is good, very hot, you know. So I would wait to go though.
And how did you feel you had to dress there?
So I have a travel partner who's my cousin. So she travels with me to the big places, and we definitely respect the culture. So in Dubai, the women have to have their shoulders to their knees covered. Although there are tourists there that don't do that, we respect the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the same in Morocco, we had to dress from, have your shoulders to your knees covered.
Okay.
So what trip that you take that gave you the worst jet lag to recover from?
That's a great question because my cousin, who's my partner in crime, we travel together. Believe it or not, she puts together a sleep schedule on the plane. I kid you not. I kid you not. She puts together a sleep schedule. She takes her time and figure out a sleep schedule so we don't have a lot of jet lag because usually we're flying overnight to get to a place during the day, their daytime. So we like to hit the ground running. So I really haven't experienced any jet lag going. Of course, when I'm coming back, there's the time change. So I'm a little more jet lag coming back, not going to, due to my cousin's great sleep schedule.
So
Nice.
We try to maximize our time
does that mean on the plane
to the
you take
fullest.
first class, or are you on coach, or how do the chairs go all the way back?
That's like a
No, I fly economy. The plane gonna get there at the same time everybody else. I
Just have
gotta
a little
save these coins.
was that in the question?
You just
Huh?
have a little pillow to sleep.
I mean, I do the best I can. I gotta follow the sleep schedule.
That was the extra question.
But I wake up for my snacks. I wake up for my meals and my snacks.
Okay, so what would you say? What country had the most culture?
Actually, Morocco, because we stayed in a local riad. A riad is traditional housing. So we rented out a whole riad. I mean, it's still like a hotel, like you have a staff, but we was walking through the alleyways where the locals lived. Um, it was kind of like a college dorm, like you have your own room and a common eating place. So we would get together and eat for breakfast. But that had a lot of culture because we were basically on our own. Like we would get up in the morning, we would walk,
Mm-hmm.
to the marketplace. So it was really a very different trip for me, which I really enjoyed. We didn't want to stay in a hotel or a resort, so that's what we opted
And
to
you
do.
felt safe?
Very much safe. We was walking midnight. No one bothered us. It was very safe.
Okay.
We did walk in groups, and women also had a man with them at all times because women in Morocco, the local men can become very aggressive.
Okay. This was your question.
Okay, so it's the strangest food you ever eaten on a trip.
I don't really do the strange foods.
So
I started to eat some snail in Morocco, but I really don't do strange foods because I'm in a foreign country and I cannot get sick. So I stick to what I know. It sounds pretty boring,
it,
but
oh, I mean, so like for instance, this person on the right of me, she wants to go to all inclusive, and I tell her I don't want to do all inclusive because I like to get out and mingle with the locals and get a feel for the food. So that's one of the main reasons as to why I go on vacation is to chill out, but also get to come back and say, you know what, I had this, that, and the other thing, other than octopus. But
I agree with that. It depends where you're going. Usually, if I'm going abroad, I don't stay all inclusive because I do want to be out and experience the culture, the people, the shops, and do more than touristy things. Like on the islands, I do all inclusive. I mean, I want to lay by the beach all day and drink.
And that's what I say. I just want to be at the beach and say, "Can you bring me a pina colada, please?"
Women are so different.
Like,
Exactly. On the island, but when you go to another country, you definitely have to be out amongst the locals and talk to people and, you know.
see the culture.
You know, when we went to the Cayman Islands, they have this stuff called conch, and I didn't know what.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so there's.
I like conch.
Have you seen what a conch looks like?
No, I just see it in a salad and I eat it.
So you never Google conch to see what conch looks like?
No.
Okay, do that whenever right after this live. Go and see what a conch.
Okay.
So, well, has your cousin eaten any type of strange food out there? Like what?
Oh no, she don't play like that.
Like, do they
Mm-mm.
tell you what it is, or do you, if you look at it, then you say, "No, I don't want that."
I mean, we eat at restaurants. I mean, you can't in Morocco they had a marketplace where they was, they put snails in a bowl for you. I wasn't about that life, but mostly we eat, we try to find where the locals eat. Sometimes we eat at touristy place, but we don't eat off the street like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so yeah.
Our body's not accustomed to like their water and the bacteria that they have there. So if you eating off the street, you gonna get sick.
Right.
So they don't have you take. You don't have when you travel. You don't have to take any special like vaccinations or anything before you.
For Morocco, I did. I had to get a typhoid vaccine, um, a hepatitis A, and I was behind on my tetanus shot. You didn't have to. They suggested it, but you didn't have to.
Yeah, but you got to have a tetanus shot because you know you in there.
Yeah, every 10
Yeah,
years.
but you know with your line of business, you might cut yourself when you chopping up them drugs.
That's not my job. That's the
I was like,
technician
she was
job.
gonna say that. I knew she was gonna.
That's not my job. That's the technician job. I'm the brains behind the operation.
Oh, okay, so you're the Lord now.
She the
So
boss.
so you went from being wow.
Well, I don't have a tech now, so I'm doing it all really.
Wow. You know, side note, I just want to say, Deshauna, that I'm really proud of you. It means a lot, especially like knowing that we from the same hood, right? And you know, as kids, we never knew where we was going to end up, right? And to have this conversation today at this moment, you know, seeing where you are and all the stuff that you're doing and, you know, being somebody from the old neighborhood that's traveled the world and done so much great stuff and to have this conversation, it means a lot. And I'm really proud of, you know, your accomplishment.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
Because, I mean, people don't know what it was like living in a small apartment, single parents and
Right.
trying to get
Right.
on the come up and get on your grind, you know.
Yeah. It was a lot easier back then than it is now, I'm sure.
when nothing was coming out your pocket.
Right.
So, what is the best souvenir you have purchased?
The best souvenir. Um, that's a great question. I find myself just picking up junk most of the time. Um, small trinkets to give to people. I would say the best thing that I purchased would be, I don't know. I think I have a picture from the DR that I purchased, and I would say that's the best because I actually hung it up on my wall and it's framed and I can look at it. Other stuff that I'm buying, I'm giving it away or it gets thrown in a bag somewhere or. So I would have to say a piece of artwork that I purchased was probably the best
So
because I see it daily.
you don't got no elephant tusk or nothing like that? That you didn't like
No, nothing like that.
save it
No.
and cut bring it back?
No. Oh, and also I do bring foreign currency back. So I give it to some of my friends' kids so they know that it's more to the world than just here, and hopefully that it will inspire them. So I do bring currency back from foreign countries. I give it out, I keep it. So that might be the best souvenir that I have also.
Wow.
So, Deshauna wanted to talk about um, how she budgets for her travel.
Yes. Let's
Um,
talk about that because you know what?
Yes.
Okay, so when people are talking about living their best lives, right? And
Hmm.
you're trying to make memories, especially, we have a larger family. We have, it's like five, sometimes seven or eight of nine of us sometimes to go on vacation. So we
Ooh, child.
budget carefully in order to accommodate all of these people, right? So I'm curious as to how you do your budget.
Well, how I budget in my day to day life is I set aside weekly an amount. I have a set amount. You can use a percentage. I take a small amount of my check and set aside strictly for travel. So when it's time to travel, I've already have a savings that won't interrupt my daily life or my bills. So that is one thing I would suggest people to do. Start off small and you'll see it grow. So when it's time to actually purchase a plane ticket, it's not going into your bill money or mortgage money like that. I also, when it's time to travel, I also bring my lunch to work. I'm trying to cut back. I'd rather eat out overseas than eat out here. so, so I'm just saying, if I have to bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to work because I'm about to go on vacation, that's what I do for a week or two. I don't have a problem with that. I could stand to miss a meal or two. I ain't gonna lie. But I would just say set aside some money from your weekly check, however much it may be, and then you can travel. I also pay for my travel prior to going, along with my bills. So if I know I'm leaving the 1st of October, I need to make sure my light bill paid prior to me leaving. I'm just saying, I don't want to, because then I'll be worried, like, oh, I can't spend this money. I got these bills waiting back. So I'll spend all my money here on bills. So when I'm traveling, my money is freed up. So this is just stuff that I learned, through my travels, that I don't want to have to worry about what's going on back here when I'm away. So that's what I do.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we do. Like, so, like I mentioned, we have a larger family, so we have to have separate accounts, and they have to be strict accounts. So
Hmm.
one is strictly for travel, one is strictly for bills, one is strictly for saving or investing. The other one is strictly for we have an account because now that we're closer to Baltimore and DC, there's a lot of homeless people down here. You've been down here, I'm pretty sure plenty of times, and we
Yeah.
have an account set aside so we can just really go out and give those people money instead of
Oh,
dig in
wow.
our pockets and say, well, do I have a couple coins? We have, like, so whenever you see me down there, in DC, I have a certain amount in my wallet set aside strictly for the homeless people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's
If we
great.
bump into them. So we kind of budget the same way. And we still argue about our vacation budget. We were arguing the other day about it because, I mean,
but tell them why.
yeah. So my mentality is this: if we're gonna go on vacation, I don't like to half-ass. Okay, so
Right. I agree.
otherwise, I feel I don't have no business there. So if I want to go there and I want to get on jet skis or whatever I want to do, that's what I want to do. And right now, at the age that I'm at, I feel that I'm grown enough to make decisions to make up for the stuff that I didn't have when I was a youth. So
Right.
so that goes back to you talking about living your best life. So she'll come back and she'll say, well, it doesn't have to be extravagant. And I'm like, well, to me, it kind of does, because, you know, before Squire Village, I lived in Stowe Village.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
I had no idea.
so, so, you know,
Squire, you was moving up in Squire. Huh?
so, I mean, you talk about trying to make up for stuff that I didn't have. That's kind of where we are right now, you know, and that's why it's kind of important for us to kind of go against the odds, and kind of make things work like we've been doing for the past 30 years, because, you know, not everything is a success, but then again, failure is not an option, if that makes sense.
Correct.
So,
I agree. Go all out. I mean, I go to countries, I'm like, I'm never going to come back. So let me buy this. I see it. I like it. Let me do this. I may not ever get back here. So why not? I work hard. Y'all work hard. Right?
she
No,
does.
She don't hear me
I
though. She don't hear me though.
She does.
I want to travel more. So my thing is, well, I'm gonna spend this amount there. Well, we don't have to do every single excursion. You know, we could do a few here and there, and then in a few months we could go somewhere else
Well,
and see something else.
the way my job,
Deshauna don't want to comment.
the way my job is set up is, if I leave,
Mhm.
because I'm almost in like a supervisor position. So I have like a few people that report to me. So
Mhm.
if I leave and something blows up, I kind of feel like I need to be there. So I try to wait, and because it's like every time somebody's out, it seems like something goes wrong. So
Of
I'd
course.
rather go out once a year and have something go wrong once a year instead of multiple times a year.
Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with
Yeah.
that. You have to take a couple of
I don't agree,
vacations
buddy.
a year.
But my line of work is different from y'all's.
Okay, well,
Yeah, y'all don't have to deal with out.
I
Y'all
know.
don't have to deal with outages on the systems and stuff like that. So,
with Deshauna, you could hit me up on the side.
oh, that's another thing, Deshauna. Speaking of budgets, so um,
Yes.
she's been trying to plan a girls trip for the longest time, right? And one of the
Mhm.
problems that we have is, like, the people that she kind of talks to about it. You know, when it comes down to the wire, all of a sudden they try to back out and they don't have the money. Has that?
Always.
Okay, so you go
That's
through
why
that.
she goes with her cousin.
I go with my cousin. It's just the two of us mainly. I do go on group trips with people. My trip to Morocco was a group trip. It was about 9 of us for one of my close friends' 50th birthday. I also go on a travel group with a travel group over Memorial Weekend, but I've run into that where you want your friends to come and they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But when it's time to put the money down, they be like, I don't have it or can't go or whatever the case may be. You have to find someone that's ready to ride, I
Right.
guess. My cousin, we talk about it. If we say we gonna go, we gonna go. I mean, it's a lot easier for us too because we don't have any children. Um, we have great jobs, so we have plenty of vacation time. But that's where the budgeting comes in. If they're saving money throughout the year from their check, when it's time to put money down, it's time they can go.
Mm-hmm.
So I also would suggest, and a lot of people don't like this, I also would suggest getting a credit card with some type of bonus miles or cashback rewards or something like that. At first, I wasn't a fan of that. I have one, and I have to pay an annual fee.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing you can do is you can always call the credit card and ask them to waive the annual fee, and they will.
Wow. I see. I didn't know that. My boss is talking.
So yeah.
My boss is talking about, like, the Southwest card. You know, they give you like 60,000 points for signing up, and then you have to charge a certain amount, whatever their policy is. And I was asking her, you know, what happens when those 60,000 points go down, or, you know, she does it under a business account, so she was
Hmm.
getting like 80,000 points or something like that. So she says what she does,
Hmm.
she'll kind of like let that balance go down, use up all the 80,000 points, close the card and then open it up another one. So they
Well,
they
geez.
have to reset. It's like a reset button. And I was just like, I never thought of that either. You know.
Well, I used to have, I used to have a Southwest card and I loved it because I used to fly Southwest all the time. And every year I would call, they would waive the annual fee, which is about $99. And one year they told me no. I said, cancel my card. So I found another card. I said, cancel my card. Um, I have a Chase Sapphire, which is, I think the annual fee is $99 also, but they waive $65 every year, and I could use it for any airline. I could use the points for any airline instead of just one specific one. So, I mean, everyone has, I shouldn't say everyone. I make major purchases on credit card. You know, when I go on vacation, make sure it has 0% foreign transaction fee. But definitely, you know, you spending the money anyway, you may as well get something out of it. So I would definitely suggest a credit card that has some type of bonus with miles or
Yeah.
something.
And that's another thing. Again, coming from the same neighborhood, isn't it nice to talk and have good credit? Black folks,
Great credit.
black folks with good credit, breaking other stereotypes, right?
Right.
I mean, we just keep.
But this is the stuff that you get from people like I work in the grocery store with an elderly community, and these are the things that they tell me. They say, "Oh, you could call and get the fee waived every year." I didn't know unless someone told me.
Yeah, the older people got the wisdom, right? And they know
Right.
great. You know, you mess around with people our age, you won't learn shit. But you go to the older
Nothing.
people.
Yeah. And they willing to tell you. I was talking to this lady, and I tell you not, she told me about a American Express online savings account. And I think at that time the interest rate was like 1.75%. I was like, get out of here. She was like, she gave me the 1-800 number. She was like, call, a person go pick up the phone. And I called, and sure enough, it was 1.75%. I said, oh, I'm putting some money in this. But this is the stuff people, if you talk to them, whomever, white, black, purple, they'll give you the information.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what people don't understand. Like, you know, you got to open up your mouth and get that information out of people. You know, I do it at the gym all the time. Like she always be like, Julian, you're always talking to somebody. I'm just like, I'm trying to suck information out of people. I mean,
Right. Are you a trainer? Are you a trainer?
Ask Fredro. You got to ask Fredro. So you will never forget.
So yeah, people are willing to, even if you on vacation, people always drop it. Oh, you should go here. This restaurant is good.
Mm.
Have you ever been to such and such? That's how a lot of places I go to. Like I never thought of going to Portugal. The last trip someone was raving about Portugal. I said, oh, let me add that to my list. I mean, raving about it. I'll have to add that to my list.
Mm-hmm. Mike Selman just came back from Portugal. You know Mike. You remember Mike Selman? Mike and Randall?
Yeah.
So Mike Selman just
he loved
Portugal.
it.
I gotta find out tomorrow. I'm gonna have happy hour with him tomorrow to get the scoop to see exactly how everything went down in Portugal. Again,
Let me know.
I have another question.
Saw some pictures and I didn't see people like us in those pictures, so I'm just wondering how it went down. So
People like us don't normally travel abroad.
so we have another question.
I'm just saying.
So do you have any travel and booking tips you can share? Best times to travel, or kind of like what sites you guys use, or do you guys just, you know, just figure it out?
My cousin and I book our own stuff. She's more of the research, fine print reader, you know. So we normally book our own based on price.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't discriminate. We travel on sale basically. It's some things that we don't skip on. We like a certain brand of a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's available to us, we will stay there. Another good tip. Oh, let me tell you another good tip how to travel. YouTube is the key, because the people on vacation, they're bloggers. They'll show you everything you need to know. all the sites, everything. My cousin YouTubes everything. So we have an itinerary ready to go. Um, so yeah, YouTube is the key. But yeah, we don't use third parties often just because if something goes wrong,
Mhm.
it's through a third party. So we like to book directly through the airline or directly through the hotel, but we definitely look at price.
And I heard that
So we search all over.
YouTube is going to be opening up a YouTube University for pharmacists too.
Sign me up.
People don't know. Yeah, I don't want to plug YouTube like that, but YouTube is the shit for everything.
YouTube is the shit. It'll have you fixing a car out here,
Building a car.
building a car. You right. So YouTube, she YouTubes a lot of stuff about the sites, um, what travel excursions to do and cost, the reviews. YouTube, you could book anything through YouTube. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I had when we went to the Cayman Islands, I did a lot of research on YouTube about like what's popular and which beaches we're going to be at and all that.
Hmm.
So when we got over there, they didn't tell me anything about the conch, but they did talk about the mud. Some of the curry, and that's the thing is like I understand Jamaica's known for the curry, but the Cayman Islands has some awesome curry. Awesome curry. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I mean, the food over there is very good. So
I've never been to the Cayman Islands. It's on my list.
you can go there and kiss a stingray.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's on my list though.
Yeah. Well,
Y'all should invite me on a family trip with y'all.
that's what I was about to say. Especially somebody like yourself that be ready to roll. So, but I'm
Ready.
I'm trying to get a private jet rented, a chartered jet,
Oh. To go where?
wherever. So
Okay.
let me explain to you how it works. They have these things called empty leg flights, and you can get
Hmm.
an empty leg depending on how many people go with you. You can probably get an empty leg for the price of a regular plane ticket. So if you have like 10 people, and a regular plane ticket is going to cost you $500, well, 10 times 5 is $5,000, and because it's
Hmm.
leg and nobody's taking that plane flight back, you can jump on a private jet with 10 of your friends and just go to wherever you're gonna go for that weekend. But you got to just make it work. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get an empty leg there and an empty leg back, and it could be very.
Gotcha.
That's people don't know how these rappers be getting these private jets.
That's what they do.
They
They have the empty leg.
Empty leg.
Empty leg, like your leg.
Empty leg, not leg.
You think of Hawaii?
Funny.
Yeah.
I've been to Hawaii. But I went to Hawaii when I was a broke college student. I was just telling someone this the other day that like we brought peanut butter with us, we brought jelly with us. We had to go buy the bread. Like so for lunchtime we was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like to make it through dinner. Hawaii's expensive.
Well,
And when I was broke college student.
we went to Hawaii. We stayed right there on Waikiki Beach, and what I noticed is a couple things. Depending on where you stay. So if you stay like I don't know if you stayed at on Oahu, but if you stay in Waikiki and you go to like the heart of the city, things are double and triple price as if you just hook a right and walk a mile down to where the natives are, and you get like more normal prices. It's just amazing how they can mark things up in Hawaii and get away with it.
Right. Let me drop another jewel for the viewers here. Wherever I go, no, seriously, wherever country I go to, my cousin insists on us going to a local grocery store. And let me tell you, it's well worth it. So when you guys start traveling, go to a local grocery store.
Yeah, and to co-sign on that, when we were in Dominican Republic, we went to a local grocery store and we got some chicken and some steak, and it was amazingly tender, amazingly fresh. They had it on the ice. You could clearly see it was not treated with no steroids. It
Right.
It was like, I'm cooking stuff on the grill, and I'm just like, I'm looking at it cook. I'm just like, this is not how it cooks, back at home. And it's because it's fresh.
Fresh. Yep. They trying to kill us over here with this food. I'm telling you. They are. In Morocco, everything was so fresh. Um, it was just delicious. The fruit was petite. I'm sorry, the size it's supposed to be. You know, in the morning we would walk out, you see them killing the chickens and you walk back, they're roasting them,
Yeah,
the food there is so much better than here.
yeah, yeah,
They're gonna kill us over here with this food. I'm telling you.
yeah. But they're giving other countries a bad rep. I know the water might not be the best, but the food was on point.
Right.
Food is all.
Right.
So, any other questions?
So
No.
yeah.
Deshauna, do you have any questions for us before we let you go? Because we really appreciate you coming on, giving us your time, dealing with our technical difficulties.
Woo, child, that was hard work.
And you're a scientist too. I mean, that's what I don't get. Couldn't figure it out. How many scientists?
Well,
You're a pharmaceutical scientist. I'm a computer scientist. How many scientists does it take to figure out how to use Facebook?
to work the phone. I thought it was my phone. My phone is so old. I need to buy a new cell phone, but I don't want to pay $1,000 for a phone. I just
Well,
can't.
that's what you said. Maybe it was her phone.
Well, I can't pay $1,000 for a phone either, and we tend to pay $350.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we pay $350, and we give our kids we hand down our kids, because everybody
They
be like,
get
oh, but you know how it is with kids. First they they want the new stuff, but the thing about an iPhone is everything's the same all over again, so they don't they don't look for that fancy no more. It's like everything
Right,
the
right.
previous one was. So, but
The same stuff.
yeah, it's the same stuff. So, do you have any questions about her budget?
No. She says she puts a certain amount away each week.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know what the set amount is based on how many trips you guys decide to go on for the year?
I have a set amount based on my budget, based on what I make. So just to disclose, I put $200 away a week. I mean, I'm not using it, but it's also there for if I get into a bind, but it's mostly for my travel.
Right.
So I'm not going anywhere every week. So that money is just accumulating for when it's time for me to book a ticket, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's kind of what we do. I have the option of either taking a vacation with her one year or deciding to get a motorcycle with the money. So
Not happening.
what?
Let me tell you, I took a motorcycle class, right? Because it was on my list of things to do. I said, oh, I'll take the motorcycle class and get my license. So I made it through the class. And I said, I'm gonna go get my license. And then it was like springtime and everyone was getting into a motorcycle accident and dying. I said, this is not for me. That is not for me.
I mean, that's the worst that can happen.
So
Otherwise, you'd be good, right?
She didn't.
no.
I mean,
I will ride in my 2004 Toyota Corolla that I'm still driving.
2004 Toyota Corolla.
Is that like your mom's?
I don't think that's what she had the last. She got something a little bit heavier than that. But that's just between us.
Okay. That's between us. When you see me, that's what I'm riding in, though.
I got 4 eyes and all of them work.
Okay.
Because she drives kind of far to work.
Mm-hmm. But I don't.
Yeah, I work in Bristol.
Yeah, and you still live in Manchester?
Manchester. Yeah. I'm still here.
But I don't think that's what she was pushing when we seen her at the cloud, though.
No, I was trying to get out of here, but I have a comfortable, cushy job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll be surprised where else is cushy,
CVS and Walmart is not cushy.
So where you Big Y? Where's she at?
No, ShopRite.
Shop
Not
right.
right. Okay. So
So yeah.
In Bristol, and it is an old ShopRite, unless they remodeled it since I was there a few years ago.
Why you putting all my business out here in the street like that?
So-
But everybody
Yeah, it's a oh
Manchester ShopRite when we used to walk there from Square Village all the time.
yeah, that one they remodeled it. It looks good.
I know, but when you go to yours, it's like, oh, this is like when?
It is.
the
It is. That's okay though.
Yeah.
Deshauna, you went to the North and South Pole, or just one pole or the other?
I didn't get to any polls yet.
I thought you went to like Antarctica or
No, she
the
wants
Arctic.
to go to.
Mm-mm. That's on my list. I gotta get there. Why? I know.
Antarctica.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because I was going to ask you how was that, especially for our people who don't like to be cold. So if you're in a place like that, I was going to ask how it was, but apparently I'm ahead of your schedule, so we'll have to circle back after you. Get on
Yeah.
that.
I have to go because that's my cousin wants to go to 7 continents, and that's the last one we have to do. So I was like, she goes any place that I want to go, she pretty much goes. So I said, okay, we'll do it.
And we was talking to our kids over the weekend. We was talking about traveling and being part of SpaceX and going to like outer space and traveling to outer space. And my kids, one of my kids said, what did they say, that they couldn't deal with being in a close, tight quarters for all that time. And somebody else was complaining about the food and eating like space food. And I told him, that's the way of the future. I said, if Elon Musk is on that, then that's what everybody gonna be doing. Eventually, everybody gonna be trying to go to Mars and back for the weekend.
Yep.
Nope.
It's coming.
People
It's coming.
People gonna get tired
Why?
of 7 continents. They're gonna be like, yo, we did that. People like yourself.
What's next?
We did that already. I need something new.
Yep.
So,
Then we're like, what's next?
but again,
What?
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say thank you. I thought that when you guys asked me to do this, I was like, why do you want to talk to me about where I go? But
Because we don't.
it was nice to see y'all. Great laughs.
Yeah, we don't get out much. We kind of we stay hood sick.
So, well, we just got our.
No, y'all in Connecticut every other weekend. I see y'all posts.
We be hood sick. No, but we come to Connecticut because we got to go to Connecticut to get the bag so we can take vacations, if you know what we mean. So.
Oh, okay. Put me on the back to the bag.
Well, go back and look at some of our lives. It's in there.
Oh, okay. I would. I see y'all. I'm like, dang, they here again. I see y'all here.
Yeah, we be chasing the bag. Like I saw a meme the other day said the bag that I'm chasing must have ran track. So that's kind of what we are. Trying to chase the bag.
Ooh, okay. I ain't mad at y'all.
We just got our passports last year. So.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
That's another jewel. My mother always told me I got my first passport to go to Egypt. She said, I don't care what you do, make sure your passport stays current. Always. That's what you have to do. And people think a passport is so expensive. It's really not. Although it's $160, it's a major form of ID and it's good for 10 years.
And down here, you can go to the library and be in and out.
Really?
They charge you a fee, but they take care of everything and they mail it, and then you get it back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. They bank.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's tons of this is like a big melting pot down here. There's tons of people from India and
Right.
So,
everywhere.
yeah.
There's a lot of Africans down there too.
Yeah, we got some African neighbors. Can I just tell you, I got this one guy that works with me from Ghana, and actually he's from Connecticut too. But he works with me, and he makes this. His wife makes this stuff called jollof rice. Have you had that?
Oh yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh yes. Yes.
I'm just like,
yes.
Get this straight. All these years I had to come to Maryland to find out what jollof rice was.
Oh yes, it's yeah.
Delicious.
Watch they. It is. I like how they make their collard greens. Well, certain countries make their collard greens different than how we make them. What? Ask them to make some collard greens.
Well,
Hmm.
we found out Jamaica makes some collard greens. I forgot we had some in the Cayman Islands. It was like some type of collard greens with some spice in it, and it was off.
Is it callaloo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's callaloo.
yes. And I said so. Shauna B and Sandra and them been keeping this a secret because I know they ain't never shared this with us.
No, they be eating it
No.
themselves. Callaloo is good.
And you know that you don't get it at Scott's. You go up to the Jamaican bakery up
No,
there. They ain't trying to sell none of that up there. I'm just like, yo, so y'all I gotta come all the way to Cayman Islands to find out what y'all been stashing. I mean, it's
callaloo is good. Yeah.
yeah, it was banging. So, all right. Anything else?
nope. Just want to say thank you. Took us a while.
Thank
We got
you.
through it.
Yeah, and don't delete this. Save it because we gotta have our girls record it somehow. And we also have a YouTube channel, and then we're going to try to repost it onto our main All in the Family page. So despite the
Okay.
difficulty, so thank you so much for your time. And again, we are well. Are you proud of her?
I am
Okay.
Miss D.
So we are proud of you,
Thank you.
Dr. Deshauna, and all your accomplishments and all the things that you have. Keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, keep inspiring us.
Yes, and we'll let you know.
I'll keep posting.
Go ahead.
I'll keep posting my 3 pictures from vacation.
And we'll keep and because we so hood sick, we go out and we'll post our 100,000.
Yeah, we saw your video. Your video
What video?
dropped from somewhere, some building or something. I'm like, she
Australia.
crazy.
Is that Australia, New Zealand?
Oh yeah, that was in Auckland, New Zealand. I think it was called a Sky Tower. I just did one when I went to Toronto. You do like the walk
Okay.
on. It's like the highest one in the northern hemisphere, something like that. It's crazy. I love doing stuff like that. I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Is it a free fall or does it kind of, lower you down?
No. Yeah, you attach to a cable. But it was fun.
So it's not,
Beyonce did it. Look on YouTube. Beyonce did the same thing, and I did it too.
it's not like a bungee then. You could snap your back when you get down there.
No, it doesn't snap you back. Mm-mm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you
I was just gonna say next time we come, we'll let you know. We have to buy you a drink or something.
or I'll make you a drink. Just like you
Okay.
certified, I'm bar certified. I'm a certified bartender in case you didn't know that. I got my
Oh boy.
bartending license
All right.
because I can work.
Did you really?
I can work on cruise ships. Speaking of traveling, yeah, I got Boston bartenders up there.
Oh, okay. I'll let you make me a drink then.
Yeah.
When you coming back down our way?
I don't know. I'm going to Miami October 11th for the carnival.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my carnival here. You see, you got blue in it.
Okay.
That's my carnival here. So I'm doing that for a weekend.
Down here, keep carnival all year round.
Yeah, I went to Carabana in August in Toronto, and it was my first time. I had such a good time. I was like, I gotta go to the next one. So that's why I'm going to Carnival in a few weeks. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. One other question. What country had the best looking men?
Well, Morocco, they all the men over there look like French Montana, believe it or not, But I
That's
like,
where right?
dark skin.
That's where
Huh?
he's from?
Yeah, he's from there.
Okay.
They all look like him. They all fair skin. Everyone's fair skin.
Mm-hmm. And are they, how are they built? Are they well built or are they
Just like French Montana. There's no muscles or nothing. Just like they all look like him. I kid you not.
so they don't look like sumo wrestlers and
Mm-mm. I didn't see any. Mm-mm.
okay.
Mm-mm.
So
So those are nice looking men. I like,
Okay, so we won't be going to Morocco.
We going to Morocco.
We won't be going to
It's
Morocco.
nice there.
it's nice in Morocco. It is.
Yeah, but
I had a good time. And stay in a riad. Don't stay in a hotel.
we won't be going to Morocco. So I'm not worried about it. That's all I need to know. Find out where the best looking men are. We won't be going there.
Okay. Well, I don't discriminate, I like them all.
We're also single. You don't have a
I'm single.
you don't have an overly possessive husband that gets jealous real easy.
I'll go with you, Nene. I'll go when you get your girls trip. You let me know. Long as I have some vacation time, I'll go.
Okay.
And it has to be somewhere I wouldn't mind going back or I haven't been to.
Okay. We're gonna need your cousin to set it up.
So
Okay.
because she got to have that sleep schedule.
I know.
Right?
Well,
Don't let her give you the sleep schedule and you don't follow it because she be mad.
well, she's supposed to be sleeping too.
I know, but if you fall asleep before the time and you supposed to be up, she'll be mad. She was like, I saw you sleeping. Because it'll mess up her trip too if I'm jet lagged, so yeah, she'll be mad.
Yeah. I didn't get when I used to come down here for Howard Homecoming because you know how Connecticut everything shut down at 1:30. Well, I used to come down between Howard Homecoming and South Beach. The trips that I took down here, I used to be falling asleep all the time, and everybody used to get mad at me. I used to feel like I was jet lagged, and they used to be like, "You got to figure out your sleep, and either that or you sleep when you get home."
Right. You got to hit the ground running, right?
I was just like,
that's what I do.
I was like, Connecticut shut down at 1:30. I was like, the lights come on at 1:30. We be out by 2 o'clock. We in the bed. I'm just like, this ain't the same.
I know.
So
you gotta suck it up.
Gotta suck it up.
I'm the same way too, but you gotta push through.
Push through for the sake of it. But I'm pretty sure you got some type of pill you can like.
Don't say that.
No.
Yeah, right.
Don't say that.
Drinking something strong.
I'm sure she got a pill for hangovers too.
You know what I do? I do BC powder. You know what BC powder is, like crushed up aspirin. So you take it with water before you start drinking, and you're not supposed to get a hangover. So that's what I do. So, if I know I'm going to be heavy drinking, BC powder.
So far, so good at work.
What does it taste like?
Crushed aspirin.
It tastes horrible. It's crushed
aspirin tastes nasty.
I know.
Bitter.
But I do it for the cause. I'll be hungover.
Like a little bit?
It comes in a paper already crushed for you.
But how much do you drink? A little bit, or like 8 ounces, or?
Well, just enough water to get it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what I do. All right. Thank you, you guys. Happy anniversary or 30 years being together.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Love you. And shout out to everybody up in Connecticut. And
we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Don't delete.
Bye.
We'll let you know when the girls record it and get it on, and that way you can delete it after that. Okay.
Okay, I won't delete it.
Okay. All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right. Good night. Bye.